Dum ba bum. Cool. I'm back on the Linux computer. I got about an hour. So let's get cooking. This was yesterday. Whew. Last 2 days were a bit of limbo, but it's okay. We moved. Let's make sure I'm not showing any of my personal information this time. Yeah, I don't really care about Twitch right now. I forgot that I set up multi-stream on this computer, which is kind of nice to have. What I am gonna do is here, the usual stream, quote unquote, setup. Let's go ahead and tile this bad boy. Okay, I don't need you open. Terminal close. I don't want you to be vertical. Amazing. Live chat's unavailable. Cool. Yeah. All right. Boom. Change this to art. You can't see what I'm doing, but that's okay. Start. The only thing I want is headphones. One of these days I'll have like 7 cameras, and one of them will be the desk, one of them will be me, and 5 of them will be kitty cams. Truly an iconic statement. An iconic way to begin life. I am listening to Sky Sailing. An airplane carried me to bed. Alright, let's get the reference on OBS in case you want to follow along. This is the grasshopper. He's out there, no one knows. I should be using pure ref, but that's okay. Me as she goes. As she goes. Documents. And Califera grasshopper. Nice, I covered myself up. If you want to draw along, there's your reference. Somewhat gonna skip. I don't know. I did this one on the stream yesterday. This one I did in the afternoon. I tried to draw last night, and my mentality was getting the better of me. So some days just kind of are like that. I'm gonna use a felt liner. No fountain pen tonight, this morning. I'll do like a 5-minute lines. The pen is working. You love to see it. Yeah, that looks okay. Now I just go into drawing mode. It's light, but I don't mind it. Ooh. One direction is clearly better than the other here. Straight line, which is all the more reason to practice. Make the straight line your friend. Yeah. There we go. Practicing these is also good for all those composition frames I kept failing to make uniform. And if anyone's watching stream and is interested or watching the recording, I'm following Drawbox's homework assignments, but I'm following Drawbox's homework assignments as per solo artist curriculum, and following the format of dynamic sketching, which is a class I was taking / have 2 weeks left with Peter Hahn, and the Dynamic Bible, and based on how he encourages the study of different things. So the 1, 2, 3, 4 format that I'll be using is very much inspired by that, if not a copy, but if not completely using that format itself. I'm just kind of thinking there are ways to make blobs that I don't usually consider. Relations. Because what I want to make sure that I'm doing, right, if I go down here, is this should all kind of be one line. Island. Prince Edward Island. Ready to go. I just realized I did something that was kind of stupid. Totally unrelated to art. Oh well. I kind of was like, should I do this? Should I put this in there? And I did. And now I'm like, maybe I should have done that. Oh well. I think, man, I don't know. Warming up is obviously important. But to what point am I just procrastinating? Downtown, 7:30. I don't know. This could be something. This could be like a tusk on an animal. I don't know what a tusk looks like, so I'm probably wrong here. But I've incidentally created the illusion of depth and foreshortening. So I might as well see what I can get out of it. Your eyes, I'll turn you around. This is kind of weird. Yeah, this is not. Okay, what the heck? I don't know what I'm. If anything, it should be up here. Close your eyes. This is such a weird. Did I draw a snout? Incidentally? Is this a boar? Is that what my brain wants to draw? Close your eyes. After you're out, we are lost. This is not what we call dynamic sketching. Just for the record, this is Mark's insane mind spitting out weird stuff. Because I've never drawn a boar, nor have I really looked closely at a boar before. Anyway. It's grasshopper time. DB. Oops. L4. 4 out of 10. Technically the first 4 were supposed to be like no detail and stuff, but I'm just doing 10. I think at this point, just following the same notion. Okay. Gonna bring this over here. So I get my reference here. I was 22, alone with nothing to do. New apathy. Okay, enough distraction. Okay, So we divide into the head, abdomen, and thorax. Well, okay, no. What I haven't been doing properly is I don't start with the line. So we start with the line. This sets up the entire frame effectively. Now this is on a slant. That was a mistake. Then you block out the shapes. So bit of a triangle shape here. That's kind of curving around. And then you've got, boom. It's like 2.5 heads. Me away here. Kind of a boring angle, but that's okay. Something is weird here. What exactly is a thorax? Oh. Because I know that. Wait, yeah, no. Wait. Hold on. Yeah. I was like, wait, is a grasshopper an insect? Grasshopper anatomy. I'm trying to figure out what the thorax is and what the abdomen is here. Oh, there's a good image here. It's all blanked out for a test. Okay, here we go. Okay, head, thorax. This whole thing is the abdomen. Okay. I don't really know what defines. This is honestly the fun part. Well, I know what it is in the human. Oh, it's a part in other vertebrates that corresponds to the human thorax. Cool, okay, thanks. Oh, the second or middle region in the body of insects. Lying between the head and the abdomen. Okay, that was... It's like when you look up the definition of a verb, like running, and it's like, to run. It's like, yeah, no duh. Or I looked up sanction, and it was like the past tense of sanction. And I was like, thanks. Cool. Cool story. All right, anyway, this is really bad. Abdomen is, yeah, like, huge. I need to see through the wing here. I think this is on the 2 heads large anyway. We'll do, calling that day. I should probably just bleed over. Yeah, something's very wrong here. Robin's egg. I think also I need to remember that like not every line when doing these blobs has to be, you know, a perfect ellipse. You can have this, and that makes it real easy to define what is underneath. I mean, you still have to hatch in the direction of the contours, but that's okay. Sail home again. And that's it. And that's fun. I don't love it though, so I'm gonna do it again. Spurs can tell. So we draw our line. I kind of prefer an exaggerated slant. And so we'll do, and I like this, the length of this, but drifting away. I know. Wish I knew well, I'll be back again. Till then, I wish you well. That's like 2 heads. I think this is what threw me off here. Like this is not a. It does the weird S curve. Comes down, straightens, comes up, straightens, and then the top. The bluebirds away. We could be brave. Abdomen. Start to feel calm again. I think no matter what bio I write, it wouldn't be the best, but that's okay. It's the weird things that we tend to hold on our minds. I think this is too long. Yeah, should really be here. I kind of nailed it with this size. I'm not supposed to correct, but I kind of would rather do that here than not. Yeah. That's better. And then this is like here. Again, the focus is on construction, so here. And then we're gonna come Excuse me, I'm so sorry. There was no way I was getting the mute button on that one. I should have tried, but I didn't. Okay, then the other leg's gonna come from here. Maybe a little further back because of this angle. Leg's gonna come to this a little further down, actually. Oh shucks. Okay, this is when the correction becomes too much. That's what was wrong. That's why this felt so long. Oopsie. Okay, we have this. Comes almost to this leg. Kind of working on those relative proportions. Kind of just hoping that over time my eye will just eventually understand. Another one. They got little like mini shoulder joints. On your own. A little opera goes a long way. That's not the worst thing in the world. I don't love this head. That's okay. Oh wow, that's been covered by the image the whole time. That's so unfortunate. Put that there. Actions, my reactions. Okay, do this again. Kind of without looking at the reference intentionally. Okay, I'm looking at it. This comes straight down. I'm using my. I want to get good at relying on these past sketches here. Because what's wrong with this one is it felt too turned, and it's because of this contour, so this one's further back. We know that this is about 2 heads. It comes down, and then we know it comes here. We know this does this fancy little S curve. End up where you are. It's a little bit of a less steep there. Okay, and then this line is about accurate, so I'm not gonna push this too much. And I'm gonna look at how big this is. This is definitely taller, but does not exceed that line. So we're gonna extend it down. And then, okay, there isn't really this line anyway. It just kind of right here on your own, little opera goes away. This is a bit more rounded. Be a cable car parasol. These kind of come over and then they strike down a little bit. I'll do 3. They don't have to be even like this, but here we are. I did do the wing on the last one, which was intentional, but I'm gonna do it now. It's supposed to kind of cover. I kind of like the fact that there's a lot of these lines actually, because then they can all kind of be interconnected. They don't go all this way though. That was a mistake. They go into like here, and then you got the leg comes up. Where are you? I have to tell you. Too many lines. And this here. I think, I don't want to devalue Dropbox. I think Dropbox is very valuable. I just don't, like, I know from my first attempts at a bug, like, if I tried to get to this level of detail, I wouldn't. And I'm a really big fan of iterating. I just like that nature of this. Because, like, there's the temptation, of course, to try and add more detail. These are too close. But there's just this noting of, like, okay, I made a mistake. I may have made 50 mistakes, if not 100 mistakes. But you make a mistake, and you just go, okay, save it for the next one. I think one of the mistakes I made at the start, too, when doing this was like, okay, I have to figure out all of my mistakes by the time I get to my last sketch. But that's not true. Because there is no last sketch. Every single one builds on top of the previous. Yeah, look at that. These need to be connected, but that's okay. I'm just gonna. I didn't do the wing. It's pretty sure. Beneath the open sky, and the deep shades over. I'm gonna just hatch it in. That doesn't really work. I thought it would maybe help, but I kind of like doing these little hatches on the background legs that I was doing the other day. That's why there's too many lines here. I don't know why that's a problem. Okay, there are mysterious noises coming from the other room. Cats are chaos agents, dog. Alright, I'll do a fourth one. It's been just over 20. That includes warm up. I need to make sure that I have space for the legs. Should be okay. So again, I think everything else should stay the same, but the head should be a little bigger. And this chunk needs to be meatier. I don't know how to do that. I think this really needs to overlap. Things often hide away. So these can just touch. If not, thorax overlaps. Yeah, he's gonna regret saying that in like 2 seconds. Let's wish that they were stars. It's too slanted. New line. Should know it, but here we are. Okay, so this is a meteor chunk, and I should probably just draw through. That's a bit too exaggerated, I think, but it also kind of works. Should this be on the left or the right side? I guess if this is a ledge, it's on the right side. Can you read me to bed? Just trying to think of the, like, I know I'm doing this for a reason. I'm just trying to voice it. But I guess my idea here is these are contour lines, but they're lines on the actual bug. So what are they? And they're little, I don't know what you call it, things. But anyway. So it's about, this was the estimation at least. So I'm just gonna follow through on that. Trying to do while I play chess with the moon. "1960 was the day our stars never return. I love you, Audrey Hepburn. I can see your face in the crowd." I'm using less of the sketches here for these rear legs. No real reason, I guess, but not figure out you can fly. Doesn't care if I go up there. I feel like these are still contoured that way. This wing should be bigger. Hey, it's very pedally. Beneath the flight deck. I can add detail in a minute. I can try at least. Like here, yeah. Flutter all through the night. Skyline, summer smiles again. You can disappear, but I will be here. Okay, so this arm was actually fine. Maybe this isn't behind enough. Windows of paper wings, running all through the night. We can always love around this paper hanger skyline. Disappear, but I'd rather be here. Okay. I'm not good at line weight, but this is where I need to use it. Just outline what exactly is what. Because I think it's, in part, the pen is just so faded. I mean, it's at the end of its life here. Or it just rejuvenated itself. Okay. match in the direction of the contours, which is, I had it right the first time. Keeping the midnight stars held high, we are captains of the sky, waving goodbye. I mean, it's not terrible. I don't hate it, at least. This is just kind of my brain filling in what I'm thinking I'm seeing down here, which is really not the way to go. It goes up immediately, then down, and eases out. Just we two, so far gone. I wanna be happily so long. And these are literally black on the end. All right, I'll take that. This is kind of weird. But what is this? Sting like growing pains. Used to the guy who's sort of. All right, it's cool. For half an hour, I can take a second. Answer something. Yeah. Planning for a jam. All right, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. Yeah, I have plenty of water with me. What I want to do is find a new reference before I do that, though. All right. Trash the image. I don't want to do another grasshopper. If I just look up insect 4K, I don't know. What's a list of insects? Amateur Entomologist Society. Scorpion flies? What are these? What is a scorpion fly? Okay, I'll be right back.